It's really sad.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are over, and the reason why will shock you. After 9 months of being Hollywood's most powerful couple, everything came crashing down for them when it was finally announced that they had broken up. And let's be real here, was anyone surprised? If anything, it's mostly a surprise that it took this long for them to split up. I mean, I literally just called it, and as soon as Pete started doing interviews saying that he wanted to get married and have kids soon, I knew it was only a matter of time before they split up, and I was right. And I mean, really, you guys, it was clear from the start that Kim wasn't looking for anything serious with Pete, and there was no way that she was going to marry him and have more kids. And we all knew how important it was to her that all of her kids had the same dad, so it's not exactly shocking that they split. But what happened here? And the craziest thing about their breakup is that mere hours before they announced their split, Kim's spokesperson put out a statement saying that they were doing fine, literally just 19 hours before. So it's like, what happened in those 19 hours? Because it's honestly kind of crazy. So Pete's been in Australia shooting a movie, and just a few hours before the split was announced, Kim's publicist was making statements for Kim that she couldn't wait to have Pete home, and supposedly the long distance hadn't been easy for Kim, and she even went and visited him in July because she missed him so much. And the craziest thing is that he was supposed to be done filming this month. So obviously they didn't break up because he's going to be away from home much longer. And even crazier, between the two statements were released, Kim actually posted a bunch of pictures on her Instagram of her and all her kids wearing Yeezy sunglasses. Yes, Yeezy, like Kanye West's label. And I was kind of shocked by this. I mean, we all know that Kim has continued to be supportive of Kanye since their divorce, but to post an entire Instagram slideshow dedicated to promoting his label just seems strange to me. And I was honestly wondering if Pete and Kim were as solid as they were acting like they were, and it turns out that I was right, because just a few hours later, the announcement was made, and it was one of the weirdest breakup announcements I have ever seen. First, it says that they ended their relationship, quote, this week, and if they ended it this week, why did Kim's publicist just put out a statement yesterday about how great they were doing? So something had to have happened, in the past few hours in between the not this week, right? And then you have the fact that the statement specifically says that there's no drama, and I just don't believe that for a second. I mean, you mean to tell me that less than a day before everything was fine and they were doing great and so happy, then they suddenly broke up with no drama? And supposedly they've just been very busy lives and couldn't make it work due to the distance. And again, I don't believe that, because like I just said, Pete's done with Australia this month. He's coming back to America sooner rather than later, and I'm sure they could have worked out long distance for a few more weeks until they could come back to America. So if you want my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, but I think the breakup could have happened for two possible different reasons. The first of which is Pete's mental health issues. We all know about Pete's mental health issues. He's never exactly been quiet about them before. He was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder about 5 years ago, and that is a really tough diagnosis to deal with, and it's usually just as difficult for a significant other who is trying to help their partner live and cope with the mental health issues. And I mean, just ask Cassie David, Pete Davidson's ex, who he dated before he dated Ariana Grande. She wrote a book that described in detail how difficult it was to be in a relationship with Pete when he was dealing with mental health issues. So I can only imagine that it caused a strain on the relationship with Kim too. And then you have to take into account that Kim has already dealt with someone with similar issues as Pete, Kanye West. And we've all seen enough of Kanye's social media rants and raves to know that Kim has been through a lot with him, both during and after their relationship. And Kanye is slightly different from Pete, though. I mean, he has bipolar disorder, and considering how long Kim was with Kanye while he struggled with his own issues, I can only imagine that it was stressful dealing with it again with a new partner. And I honestly wouldn't be shocked if the stress from that played into their breakup. And I mean, Cassie David said it herself about Pete Davidson. He was always breaking up with her, then begging to get back together a few days later. So could it be possible that he did the same thing to Kim? And honestly, you can't blame Kim for wanting a relationship that's a little less stressful stressful than her relationship with Kanye, and he put her through the ringer, and she said this since then that she just wanted something fun and easy, so it wouldn't exactly be shocking if she broke up with Pete when things were no longer fun or easy. And then second of all, I think Kanye may play a much bigger part in this than it seems. I mean, that slideshow was just odd, and I can't even think of, other times that she's openly promoted Yeezy on her Instagram since their divorce. So is it possible that they're on their way to reconciling? And I honestly never thought we'd see the day, and I really thought they were done once and for all. And according to Kim's publicist, the divorce is still on, even though Kanye's lawyers keep quitting, and literally his fifth lawyer just quit. But I just don't know if I believe that they're not getting back together, or at the very least considering it. And I mean, Kanye has been adamant that he and Kim will get back together, even though she is clearly done, but they have been friendlier than usual. And some fans noticed something really interesting about Kanye. He's been seen and photographed with a ton of different women lately, and while that may seem like he's just dating around, some people are wondering if that means he's back with Kim, and I kind of get where they're coming from. The theory is that Kanye's being photographed with all these women to throw people off track and get them to stop wondering if he's back with Kim, which honestly, if she is back with him, I don't know what she's thinking. I mean, he's publicly trashed her family, and pretty much everyone she associates with for the last few years, and he said some really terrible things about her and even the kids, and I can't even imagine her forgiving him enough to get back together with him. I mean, they might be co-parenting, but that's got to be it, right? Well, some people noticed on her Instagram that she actually dropped another hint about Kanye. She posted a picture of art made by James Turrell, who Kanye loves, and to a lot of Kim and Kanye fans, it seemed like an obvious nod to him and an obvious confirmation that they were back together, but I don't know, and honestly, I really hope not. She was finally free of his crazy rants and raves, and I hope that she's able to stay away from it, and he's put her through enough over these last few years by publicly trashing her over and over again, and I just can't see her forgiving him. But what do you guys think? Are you shocked by Kim and Pete's breakup, or were you expecting it sooner rather than later like I was? And do you think Kim and Kanye are on the path to getting back together? Because it seems a lot more likely than it did even just a few days ago. But I honestly hope not for Kim's sake. I think if she's learned anything over the past 9 months, it's that there are better relationships out there for her, or at least I hope so. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. My take is, yeah, he's too young. I think he wants a family, and there was so much drama with Kanye and everything else. It just was a fling. It wasn't a real long-term relationship, and that was the gist of it. That's my take, though, but I want to hear what you guys think, so put in the comments below. And like always, if you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor, that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.